Hi everybody, my name's Megan. I'm with NOLA Catering and Private Dining here in Sheridan, Wyoming. I'm doing a multiple course Valentine's Day dinner. So the first course is Lobster Bisque. Naturally, I have gotten a live lobster from Billings and I'm going to show you guys how to open him up and take out his meat, and I'm going to walk you through making an amazing lobster bisque. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so here we go. This is the part that nobody wants to do. But unfortunately, if you like lobster, it's just a necessary evil. So that little T right there that I'm showing you, you're going to locate that on the back of the lobster. And then you're going to put your point of your knife in it, and you're going to come straight down. So I've blocked this out just for some people that might be a little squeamish. This is a live lobster, so those shells are not easy to break into. You're going to have to use some force to get it through there. But then you're going to take it on the other side of the incision and you're going to go down the back side of it. This takes a little bit of effort. But rest assured that right when it goes through his head and the top, he is in fact dead. His limbs will still be moving. You might even see it in the rest of this video that his limbs will still be moving. But he is in fact dead. But once you get this part done, then you are left with two halves, and you can go ahead and start processing it to get the meat out. So first we're going to take out the stomach, which is actually behind the head. So it's going to be kind of right behind his eyes, and it's just going to come out really easily. You're just going to kind of pull it out. And then this off green kind of color that you see behind the stomach, it's called the tamale. It's actually a delicacy in some places that I've learned. You're going to pull all of that out, and don't worry if you can't get it all out. You're going to also rinse him under cold water at some point when you're done. Just going to do the same on the other side. So now I'm just going to take out that little small intestinal tract up there at the top. That should come out pretty easily. And check the other side. And now you're going to go ahead and take out all of that beautiful tail meat. So you're just going to kind of take with your knife right where the tail meets the body, where the tail meat starts, and you're just going to rub your knife down till you hit the shell. You don't want to crack the shell, but you're just trying to get that skin loose so you can get your finger in there. Now this does take a minute to get done, but you definitely want to use finesse as much as possible because you don't want to waste any of this lobster meat. You saw him from live, and you want to make sure that you're using as much of the lobster as humanly possible. I think every now and then chefs need to kill their food. I think it gives them a new perspective. Hopefully not a new perspective, but a perspective that they need to be reminded of, that death is a part of this. And yeah, it just makes you really respect your food when you do this, when you know how much goes into it. We go to the store and there's just packs of meat everywhere. Almost got it. And you'll just use your knife as you see fit. You'll be able to feel it too, what needs to happen. Lobster blood is clear, so that's a plus. There we go. There's your beautiful lobster meat. Okay, so now we're gonna do the claws. So you're just gonna take the limbs and you're just gonna crack them off like that. And you're gonna do the same with the other side. And that other side comes off real good, quickly I mean. You can see his leg kind of moving up in the front, but again, he's in fact dead. You'll want to remove those rubber bands. They're a lot harder to remove than they look. And then for this process, you're going to want to take a towel and wrap, or at least lay on top of the claw. And then you'll take the back of your knife and you'll hammer down just a few times until you start to feel it crack. If you don't use a paper towel, you're going to get lobster blood all over your face. Ask me how I know. And then this part's going to take a second just to kind of pull that meat out. You'll have to keep working it, but eventually it'll come out, and it's so worth it. There's multiple things you can do, but we just butter poached this lobster and put it right on top of this soup, and it was fabulous. And I'm sure this goes without saying, but please clean your workspace. Now it's time to make lobster bisque. So I have got my aromatics here. I've got some garlic, I've got some celery, and I've got some fennel. And what is not on camera is onion. So don't forget all of that. You're going to small to medium dice this for each and every one of them. And for the fennel, you're going to half it, and then half it again, and then half it one more time. This recipe usually calls for 2 lobsters, and it makes about 8 servings, but we did 1 lobster and ate it betwixt the 2 of us. Again, don't forget your onion for that part. Okay, you're gonna go ahead and add about 1.5 tablespoons of oil. And then you're gonna add your garlic and let that sweat for a bit. Yes, I am wearing super cool socks. Once your garlic is sweating and you can smell it, it's all fragrant, you can add those lobster shells back into the pot. A lot of recipes call for steeping your lobster, but sautéing it is going to give you so much more flavor. We definitely need to give thanks for this beautiful little lobster. Okay, so after the lobster turns a deeper red and not so much brown anymore, then you're gonna go ahead and add your aromatics. So you wanna put in your fennel and your onion and your carrot and your celery. And also, if you have any bits stick to the bottom, so you've got some browning starting at the bottom of your pan, that's okay. Just take a little bit of chicken stock, or you can take a little bit of the brandy that we're going to use, and you're just going to want to deglaze that pan. I am using multiple different liquids in place of brandy. I'm using a little bit of brandy, but I'm also using a couple other things. but it's standard just to use brandy, so go ahead and use that. Now we're gonna do something called pincé tomato paste. When you pincé it, you are basically turning it into a brown rusty color, so you're almost sautéing the tomato paste, and that's just gonna give it that much more flavor. So once you have pincéed the tomato paste, you will go ahead and add in your brandy, and when you add that liquid, you are going to reduce it to half. So this will take some time. After all of those steps are done, you are finished. I did make a saffron cream to drizzle over the top. We poached some of the butter, we butter poached some of the lobster claw meat and set that right on top, and garnished it with a little bit of green onion. And we did not need to add any salt or white pepper, although you could add those if you needed to, but please taste before you do that because this is a naturally salty recipe. Stay tuned for more recipes.